Greetings and good day from the Old Man Skate Jam Mobile Studios. I wanted to show you a board today that I am super proud of. This is my interpretation of the old Powell-Peralta General Issue. Now, if you don't know anything about that board, from everything I understand, it was Stacy Peralta's retirement model. And if you know anything about trying to collect that board, they are crazy expensive. They're very hard to find. They reissued them a couple of times, but even those are outrageously expensive. So I finally gave up on the idea of finding one that was in my price range and decided I was going to make one. So I have an old one. My buddy rode it for years. Somebody gave it to him and it was pretty well trashed at that point, and then he made it a rain skate, so it got even more damage. So I'll show you a picture of it. But I had that to go by the dimensions, and then I contacted a gentleman who is supposed to be, he has a bunch of these old general issues, and I just wanted just the dimensions off of it. Well, he sent me an email back and said he wouldn't give me the dimensions off of it because of all the counterfeiters out there in the world, which didn't even occur to me to counterfeit one. But thank goodness there's people out there paying attention to the world better than I am, because somebody like me would end up with a counterfeit one if it wasn't for people like that. So stoked about that. So I used a Madrid blank, and I wanted this board to be flat. And when I got the blank, when I ordered it from Madrid, it said it was a flat blank, and that's mostly true, but it's not quite flat. So when it came in, I was a little disappointed. But hold on, don't get mad at Madrid, because Madrid rocks. But it has a ever so slight kick nose on it, and actually once I made this thing, I love how it turned out. So I think the kick nose actually added to it. So Madrid, Jerry, thank you for everything you've done for the skateboard industry. You rock. So all right, it's got a 5 3/4 inch tail, 2.5 inch nose, 14.5 inch wheelbase. Yeah, killer little cruiser board. So the trucks, I thought, I'd try to find like the Indy Stage 4 reissues. I thought that would look nice in here, because what I wanted on this board was it to look old but be, modern functional. So that's what I thought I would go with, would be some Stage 4s. But what I ended up finding was I found these hangers in a box full of old skateboard stuff at my local thrift store. Whole box, $5. So the hangers were in there, and one base plate. So what I ended up doing was ordering some of the inverted kingpin Indy base plates and rebuilding these things up. Replaced the axle nuts on them, gave it fresh stock Indy bushings, and so really, it just felt like the right thing to do using those trucks. So these wheels, these are the Ratbones Dragon wheels. Now, I did another video of riding these on a pump track. You have to check that out. But from what I can tell, it looks like Powell has quit making these wheels, and I hate that, but also I'm stoked that I got my hands on some before they quit making them. So they are just about perfect for this setup. They're 93 hardness, like the traditional first Dragons that came out. So love them. Also, kind of splurged and went with the Swiss bearings on it. On top, check out this. Things I would have never bought is this Powell grip tape, the printed grip tape. But my kids bought this grip. They went into the local skate shop, and those guys have known me as long as I've been skateboarding. But they went in there and started buying stuff for me for Christmas, just random stuff. Came home with a sheet of this Powell grip tape. Things, again, I would have never bought this, but it turned out just perfect for this setup. I love how it ends up looking. Nice battery rat sticker here. And then I also went with the old school type mounting hardware. I think they call those button button bolts or something. So anyway, that's what I went with on that. And they're 1.5 inches, so I made a I used a small riser on this. So all that being said, I did the graphics. My daughter helped me on it. We just did a stencil with it. I didn't want anything fancy because I knew I was going to ride it. Didn't want to worry about, you know, damaging our artwork. But yeah, she helped me with it. We took the rough picture of the old General Issue bomb that was on the board, and how it said General Issue up underneath it, and it had a star somewhere on it. But you know, we made it the General Issues. Didn't want it to be, you know, anybody be confused about mine versus an actual General Issue. So yeah, once I cut it out, I've got a bandsaw I cut it out with, and I didn't route the edges, I just sanded them, so it's kind of very typical of what would have been out at that era. And these boards, they were out in the early 80s. So anyway, so I guess that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, please, please, please. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, keep shredding and having fun. Peace.